All right, so we are live, and hopefully this is going to go a little bit more smoother than we did yesterday. Now, if you were on here yesterday and you noticed that I did a video, kind of a shorter one, that didn't get onto the channel, that's because I didn't feel good about it. It hadn't finished, it hadn't kind of completed. Now, it was a shorter video. Not many people, like we got like near the end of it, we had like around 14 or 15 people like come on, and that was good. We were able to like actually talk and get some stuff done. But hey, Mark, how's it going, man? Um, Today is getting near the end of the Vinegar Syndrome sale. So what I wanted to do is look at what's hey Livens, I did what's gone out of print, both like as in titles, as in slipcovers. What's getting low, and if you're still looking and you haven't like and you got that basket open, you're still looking at some stuff to maybe pick up, to give you an idea of like where it's at and what's what I think we should be looking at. So I took the time to write down everything that like how that's gone out of print and the numbers on everything that's gone under 500. So I'm not gonna go with anything that's over 500. Like that's up to you when it comes to that. But I will tell you guys like what's gotten low, what's gone out of print since the sales began. So just to let you know, 4 titles have gone out of print since the sale has started. The Vinegar Syndrome sale has started. So if you were looking towards getting the 5 films, 5 years, volume 3, unfortunately that is out of print. That is something that's going to have to go through a secondary market if you're trying to complete that collection. Disconnected, not just with its slipcover, but Disconnected. I did not know this, but Disconnected was one of the titles that wasn't going past the slipcover, much like Deadly Daphne's Revenge. Once those were gone, the title was gone altogether. I had no idea about that, but I'm glad that I found out ahead of time. A Horror House on Highway 5. I gave you guys like a lot of like, you know, comments on Horror House on Highway 5. So hopefully you listened to me and you picked it up. It was the Richard Casey one. I thought it was a lot of fun, super crazy film. Now out of print. And of course, the first one that we knew was going out of print was Lust for Freedom, which was was a DVD, not a Blu-ray, and it was kind of like a WIP, a women in prison film. But that is now out of print. Now those titles that I mentioned, those are not coming back. They're not coming back with like slip covers. They're not coming back in other editions. They're out of print. They're gone. That's it. They're not coming back. You gotta look elsewhere. Now there are ones where just the slips gone out of print. So if you're looking for the slips with these, they might be a little bit harder to search up. But the Corpse Grinders went really fast. That was kind of low. Grave Robbers is gone. Surprisingly, Grandmother's House. Great slip, but it's a newer title. That's gone as well. House of the Dead. Knew that was going to go. Actually, that was really low. House on Tombstone Hill. That one's gone. Penitentiary and The Suckling. So the ones I just mentioned just now, from Corpse Grinders on, that means the slips are gone. You'll still be able to get them as standard editions, but you just won't be able to get them with the slips. Which brings us to, well, how are things going right now, limited edition wise? Are there any things that are getting kind of low? So I checked around 15 minutes ago, opening up my cherry bubbly right now, to see exactly where the limited editions were. And you guys can let me know if any of these that you've picked up, or there's any that you're looking at picking up, and we'll go with that. Cheers, guys. So, surprisingly, a couple of the newer ones are actually getting kind of low. So, Satan's Slaves, the Norman J. Warren classic, is down to 283 for the slipcover. Hey, Scott, welcome, dude. I responded to your tweet. I finally got to on Twitter today. So I got on my Twitter, did some Twitter stuff. Before I go any further, I've heard that if you suggest a film, Scholar knows I made a comment, that they'll give you like a $3 coupon, which I'm hoping is true. And I'm hoping that happens to me soon, because I know that at 25 titles, my better half is not going to let me pick up any more. However, if a coupon comes in my email, she will. So, so fingers crossed for that $3 coupon. I did make a suggestion. So Satan's Slaves is down to 283. So if you're looking to get that one, if you're trying to collect all the Norman J. Warren titles that are on Vinegar Syndrome, This is the latest. It's already down to 283. It actually has a really nice slipcover. Next up is Mountaintop Motel Massacre, which is a fun title. It's not one that I thought was going to go as fast as it is. It's not normally one of those ones that people like really look at, but it's down to 391. Corruption of Chris Miller, again, pretty much a brand new title. Great, kind of like a Spanish giallo horror type of one. That's down to 170. That's one you might want to look at. If you like the adult stuff, if you like me, apparently, if you like suggest the movie, there's like at the bottom of their page to suggest the film. Hey, Javid. So if you suggest the film, you know it's got to be attached to your email, right? Then they usually send you like a coupon, like a $3 coupon. I was on Blu-ray.com last night, saw that. I said, I'm gonna try that. So Skinflix is down to 90. There's only 90 left for that one. Now Skinflix, aside from being like a really like it's an adult film, but it's one where you can see the director is trying to make more than just a regular adult film. He's kind of trying to make his 8.5 is what he's trying to doing with this film. You know, it's not 8.5, but that's what he's trying to do with it. It's got a real nice slipcover, and apparently has an amazing like not so much a commentary, but like an interview with the actress Sharon Mitchell. I didn't get that one. I really want that one. If anybody wants to get that one, send that one my way. Appreciate it. So next up is Battle for the Lost Planets Mutant War. Oh, 25, Javid. I picked up 25 titles. What would I like to get? Because I'm coming up on them. More than likely, they're not in it. But there's a couple. In the Cold of the Night was a movie that I saw like years ago, like on VHS. Actually, I think it's got Shannon Tweed in it. And it's one of those like kind of like erotic thriller, sexploitation types. So it would be like one of three. It would be In the Cold of the Night, Party Line, which both of those are the same style of film, or Beware My Brethren. Like those, one of those three would be my top three to pick from if I was to get one of the coupons. The beach film. Oh, you mean Savage Harbor? Yes, the VSAs. Oh, I 110% like recommend get the VSAs. Battle for the Lost Planet Mutant War. That's one I do have, and I do recommend that one if you like kind of like the cheesy sci-fi stuff. The director of the films was obviously a Harryhausen fan, and that shows. It's very low budget, but he does try to do a lot with practical effects. So it's if you like the sci-fi stuff, definitely go for that one. It is going down. There's like 126 left. There's nothing out there if you don't have that in your Vinegar Syndrome collection. Like that just belongs there. Like Rolf Koninsky did a great job. He made a fantastic film. Whether it was put up no matter what company put that out, Rolf Koninsky's There's Nothing Out There belongs in every cinemaphile shelf. Anybody that watches movies and likes movies, they're going to enjoy that film. They're going to get something out of it. Yeah. Oh, I have blood. I've got the Vinegar Syndrome and the 88 Films editions of Blood Harvest. So. And I like that title. Next up is The Uninvited, which is down to 283. That's the Graydon Clark one. That actually has that's a pretty cool one. I do enjoy that one. Bloody New Year is, Enrighty's back. Welcome, dude. Did you like, see, that's the thing. There's one that belongs in everybody's collection. That's the Vinegar Syndrome, I got to say. Like, it's on the sale. That's one everybody should be grabbing. Bloody New Year is one of my favorite Norman J. Warren films. I just find it really fun, really super cheesy. That's down now to 373. So if you're looking at getting that slipcover, definitely. Beware My Brethren is down to 448. People are like not picking up on Beware My Brethren, and it's a neat little title. I think it's got Patrick McGee in it, actually. It's kind of one of those kind of creepy guy, like pseudo, like super like eerie religious characters. In it, and it's pretty well done. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but as you guys know, like I just mentioned, like if I got the coupon, like I would be getting Beware My Brethren, or In the Cold of the Night, or Party Line, because those are just three that I want. I've got 8 slipcovers in my on my order. Next up is Sudden Fury. Hey Corey, which is 249 titles. By the way, if anybody here has like sent me any friend requests on Facebook, I get a lot of like spam friend requests. So please, like, just, when you send a friend request, just send a message to let me know who you are, so that I know it's actually a real person, and then I will accept. So if anybody's has ever sent me like a friend request and it seems like I've ignored it, that's why. Because lately I got a lot of like kind of copy requests from like friends that already friended me and like somebody had cloned their account and stuff like that. So always like let me know. Just so you know if you're if you're out there. Next, oh yeah, Sudden Furious 249. That is kind of a Hitchcockian style exploitation thriller. I'm sure and Ready has this one, and it's like it's a really kind of a fun little title, one that I actually really like. Next up is one that is starting to get some traction that finally, and that's The Killing Kind with John Savage and Ann Southern. As you guys know, I really like that film. It's a very different film. It's not one of the more exploitative style films, but it's really cool. I actually like that one. That one right now is down to 493, so it's just under the 500 mark. Death by Temptation has actually just reached under the 500 mark, dipped under it with 497. We got Shot. Thank God people are finally picking up Shot. That one looks really cool. No, the telephone book yet. It's still on my list. I've got certain orders that I want certain films of. These numbers, Jav, that I'm saying, basically, these are the limited editions. So what I'm letting people know right now is what's left. How many are left of each of these titles? The titles that I'm going to give are any limited editions that are like under the 500 mark when it comes to what's left. If you want to ask me about any of these titles as we go along and whether I think these are ones you should be picking up, definitely do so. Sorry if this got confusing. Shot was a college-made film made for around $15,000. It has one of the great slipcovers the Vinegar Cinema ever put out because it's got this kind of underground comics kind of punk look to it. And I, as a guy that was really into like punk and stuff like that, yeah, I do like and underground comics. I do like the cover. The slip on that is amazing. Dear to Delilah, again, Agnes Moorehead. It's more of a classic thriller. Kind of the old dark house type of thing where basically they're all in a house, people are getting killed. That one's down to 155. Cherry Bubbly's back again. Yeah, it was actually a success. I actually started to like Cherry Bubbly. Like, it took me a while to like the grape one, but I really liked this one. I couldn't do the Diabolic Sale this time. I love Arrow, but it would have been too much. It would have been too much for me. I had to take a focus. 5 films, 5 years, volume 4. So volume 3 is gone. You can't get, I may have. You finally got one of these, Steph. Steph is the reason that I got Lust for Freedom. Because she let me know about that one, and then I went back and picked it up before it sold out. So I'm super, thank you, Steph. What we're doing here right now is we're looking at the stuff that's limited and how low it is, and basically saying whether you should get them out, whether you should pull the trigger. 5 films, 5 years, volume 4 is down to 447. It's their anniversary titles that they did. They did 4 volumes of these. The volume 3 sold out during the sale. I knew it was going to sell out during the sale. If you are more into the horror, no, you should watch. If you're into the horror exploitation type of stuff, then definitely look up 5 films, 5 years. The volume 4 is a kind of a cool one. It's got some neat little stuff on some weird titles, but Blu-ray for the first time. Blood Theater, The Visitants is Rick Sloan, and you guys know that I like Rick Sloan. I like the Hobgoblins is like fun. I think it's fun. I think Hobgoblins is fun. Now, here's the thing: Blood Theater is his less accomplished work. It's not as fancy as Hobgoblins. I know. If you Hey, awesome. Welcome, by the way, Kathy. But I say The Visitants, which is the second film on it, is actually a bit more fun. Seriously, just check out the trailer to The Visitants, and you'll get what I mean. Now, Blood Theater is probably more known because it has Mary Warnoff. It is. That's the thing. It is such a fun film, and Mary Warnoff, she's on my Google Doc list of like crushes. Uh, oh, I love that. You're talking, Mike. You're talking about Grindhouse Tampa. I think if anybody that saw that uh, would order those VSAs right away because that those were awesome. I was shocked to see that they had like Arrow like video style posters with these huge posters inside the VSA editions. That was amazing. He did a great job. If you actually know him, tell him I said awesome job. Dude, the boxes do look incredible, and I do think that these are going to be a success. I'm really shocked, Steph, that basically that there's still over 500 left for these. Now, I didn't. I remember it slightly, like Slaughter Harbor, but I did remember it really well. Remembered Evil Town, and anybody that's like, if you're getting one of them, Evil Town, it's crazy. It is super insane. So if you like movies, if you liked Troll 2, and you thought Things was like a cinematic Z movie classic, you gotta see Evil Town, man. I strongly recommend that one. Mary Mary is down to 21, probably less right now. Now Mary Mary is one of the adult titles. I think it stars Constance Money. I think that's her name. And I'm not gonna lie, I know who the actress is, but and is this the one that's? Hey, Michael, it's the sublabel. If you saw their etiquette pictures, hey Peter, releases. My wild's hurting a bit, but it's hurting for a good reason. It's hurting a lot actually. If you saw, like, they did something before called etiquette pictures, and that was kind of a sublabel off of Vinegar Syndrome. It is super hokey. You got to get it, Warlock. You got to get that. They started making it in 75. They released it in 87. Think about that. That is Evil Town. If that is something that makes you like think, oh yes, I need to see this film, like it does me, you're gonna grab it. But yeah, it's a new sub label. They wanted to try something different. They wanted to see how successful it would be. They put it at a good price point, I think, and they really worked hard on deciding exactly what was going to be. So the sub label basically is going to be movies from the 80s to around the mid 90s. Oh, it is awesome. Is Mary Mary good? Because I don't know. I don't remember having seen that one. But I recommend it. I think it's a nice idea for them to do these sub labels. And some people are upset that it went outside of the yearly package. But this is something new, something that they're still working on. They don't know how many it's coming out a year, how they're going to do it in the future. It's a total new concept with much more added into it. You got posters now. We're getting these like sturdier boxes with this kind of VHS slip type of thing going on it. So I recommend it. Like, a lot of people didn't realize that they were going to do that. Perfect, right, Corey? They did mention that. So they said that it's getting ready. That those there are getting ready to go under the 500 mark. If you are gonna, I'm not joking. You're gonna kick yourself if you haven't got the VSAs. You're gonna, because these are the first two. This is something that I'm gonna make a prediction. This is gonna be a successful sublabel for Vinegar Syndrome. I think it's gonna do really well. And that is the right attitude to have, Michael. Like, just like, and I think that they did a good thing by like letting. They didn't want to like make yearly subscribers seem like left out. Because you guys get everything, man. But they sent out coupons to you guys, didn't they? Like, so you guys get them like $10 off or half off, something like that, which I think is really great. I cannot fault them on their customer service. They do amazing with that. But yeah, I do recommend them. If you don't have the VSA titles, I know, Steph, you got them. But if you don't, grab them. Okay, well, what's getting low? Penitentiary 2 is down to 244. Penitentiary 1, the slip, it's gone. It's a really sexy slip, guys. It was a really sexy slip. Penitentiary 2, also a sexy slip. It's got Mr. T. It's got a bald Ernie Hudson. and it's got Leon Isaac Kennedy coming back as Too Sweet. If you have not seen the Penitentiary films, you owe it to yourself to see the Penitentiary films. They are fun. They are really fun. Unfortunately, rights issues have like tangled up Penitentiary 3 from coming out, which is a real shame, but you got to get yourself Penitentiary 1 and 2. They're really fun blaxploitation films. If you like blaxploitation, if you like action films, if you like Ernie Hudson just being like super like scenery chewing bad. I mean, like really like Lex Luthor evil of bad. He's evil. Like obviously he plays it's a recast. Like the guy can do the first one. I think I've seen this movie. Corey, yes, I have seen this film. It's pretty good actually. Get Penitentiary 2. Seriously, it's got a sexy slip. It's a cool film. I recommend it. Fugitive Girls is down to 188. If you're an A.C. Stevens fan, if you like Ed Wood, then you know you're going to want to have Fugitive Girls because this is not a slipcover one. That means 188, then it's gone. This one's not coming back. So just to clarify, some of these here will come back, without slipcovers, standard editions. Fugitive Girls isn't. So if you want it, now's a great time. Next up is Pickup. And Pickup, nice, is down to 144. This is the other title on this list here that is not coming. There's going to be more, but this is another title on this list that is not coming back. You will not be able to buy Pickup once this is gone. Pickup is a crazy, crazy fun film. It is a sexploitation film from the 70s. Michael, there, right on. Say Pickup. It is a fantastic little film. It's strange. It's weird. It's really cool, and it has. I think we had this discussion yesterday, but Pickup has a second film on it as well. Something to look into. Once this one's gone, it is gone. It is not coming back. This is its regular edition. There's no slipcover. Once gone out of the way, it is gone out of the way. I don't think they make slipcovers for things that already that already have slips. I don't think like they really need to do that. I think the slipcover stuff is going to be more for the stuff that hasn't gotten a slip. Like they've already confirmed, like stuff like Christmas Evil is getting a slipcover edition for the Black Friday sale. And I think me, I'm going to get that Christmas Evil slipcover because, it's Christmas Evil. I love Christmas horror films. Next up is Slaughterhouse, and that is the split with the split cover. Oh, I think that the Christmas Evil one, Steph, I expect that one to be maybe kind of like, because let's be honest, like, I'll take a moment to be honest here, to be blunt. Christmas Evil is probably their worst looking cover, like hands down. Now, I love Vinegar Syndrome. I love their stuff. But I will tell you right now, Christmas Evil, people didn't pick up Christmas Evil. The reason is because they probably don't know the goodness that is Christmas Evil. And two, the slipcovers, the cover for Christmas Evil is actually pretty bad. It is one that like seriously needs a slipcover. Lust in the Dust is going to be Lust in the Dust. I didn't get it this time. I want it. Both me and my dad are actually huge fans of that film. So, but yeah, Christmas Evil needs a slip. Are you serious? Yeah, John, this is oh god, of course, because I said that. This is the John Waters. This is John Waters. It's got the guy. He was like he's the father of like somebody famous. I can't remember who it is right now. But anything with John Waters, I knew you were gonna have it. Yeah, we're going to see a split cover style for like the Fiona Apple. Thank you. We're going to see a split cover style for Christmas Evil. I'm pretty sure. Okay, next up is one that I always talk about on here and that I always recommend. This is a double feature. It's a limited edition that I do recommend. I always recommend this when you know I'm going to say it. Give Pete Carpenter some love. Get yourself Blood Mania, Point of Terror. It is down to 316 copies. You want this. It's not a slip cover you're looking at. What you're looking at here for this, I gotta make sure hopefully that's still working okay. What you're seeing is a third disc which has the TV versions of both of these Pete Carpenter classics. Not only that, but if you're an Ilsa fan, you're gonna get to see Diane Thorne in a role where she's not playing Ilsa. You're gonna get to see the ladies fall in love with the great Pete Carpenter. Here's some pretty cool, catchy tunes as well in one of these films. When Pete Carpenter plays a musician, a singer, who has what it takes, but he has to do things to get there. There are going to be some wacky little twists, some very attractive women. Pete Carpenter will be like spewing the Pete Carpenter magic that is Pete Carpenter. So, yes, buy Blood Mania, buy Pun of Terror. It is going. Out of 316 are left. That's all there is. And then, if you don't get it, one of these days, it could be next week. It could be 2 or 3 weeks from now. Could be around Christmas time. You could be sitting there like it's a cold night. You're stoking the fire. You're kind of putting the fireplace. You're doing the fireplace thing, or if you're like me, maybe the fake fireplace thing. And you're like thinking, man, I really wish I had some Pete Carpenter goodness right now to watch on my screen, to admit the greatness, the radiance of Pete Carpenter. And then you realize, I forgot to get it, and it's gone. And then there's this little hollow part inside of you that needs to be filled. Don't be that person. Get yourself some Pete Carpenter goodness. All right, next up is Demon-Eyed with the slipcover. There's 331 of those left. Once those are gone, that's gone. Next up is the Etiquette picture release for Catch My Soul. Yes, well, see, Steph, tell them about me. Catch My Soul is a very different, very odd film. It's kind of it's a musical. It's sort of Othello-ish type of film. Definitely a different release. I strongly recommend it. Next up is American Dreamer, which is down to 190. Oh, by the way, Catch My Soul is down to 272. And when Catch My Soul is gone, it does not come back. It is part of the Etiquette Picture sublabel that they did. That sublabel is no more. They're just right now, at this point, they're getting rid of the leftover copies that they have in the collection. Once these are gone, these are gone. Next up, and the last one for the Etiquette Pictures releases that are still available, that's under the 500. Like there's the surfing one, but that's still over the 500, so you're probably good for that. Great surfing documentary, though. Is the American Dreamer, which is it's 119 of these left. This seems to be the most popular of all the Etiquette Pictures releases. And it's a Dennis Hopper documentary. It's Dennis Hopper at his... Remember when Dennis Hopper was like really crazy? Some Called Love, and that was gone, isn't it? They tried. I mean, like, if I had found out about the Etiquette Pictures releases before, Steph, I would have done my best to sell them. I definitely would have. The American Dreamer is like a super cool little like documentary on Dennis Hopper. And when I said I remember Dennis Hopper, remember Dennis Hopper wasn't crazy? Okay. It's a fun. If you got the last movie from Indicator, like if you've ever picked up that release or that's something that you looked at, you definitely want American Dreamer as your companion piece to this. 119 copies. Once it's gone, it is gone. And you're gonna want it. It is perfect. That's the thing. It is a perfect companion piece. Everybody should own the last. I don't own the last movie yet. I feel shame, but everybody should own the last movie. And right next to it, there should be the American Dreamer, because those two just go together so well. Next up is another slipcover, and that is the last on this one here, and that is Raw Force, which has 131. And everybody that has Vinegar Syndrome, more than likely, unless you're newer to Vinegar Syndrome, you got Raw Force. It's kind of like when you remember when you found Scream Factory and you're like, and they put out the movie, the John Carpenter one, all the classic John Carpenter stuff. You got that right away. This is the same thing. Well, like when you find Vinegar Syndrome, Raw Force tends to be one of the titles that you get. Like people that went into Vinegar Syndrome like around a year or two ago, they're probably grabbing like Jack Frost, they're probably grabbing Demon-Eyed, but it's such a cool cover. Raw Force is, I think, I'll be honest, Steph, for me, Raw Force is the best of the covers they put out. Like Demon-Eyed looks okay. Like that's fairly good. I like the split cover of Slaughterhouse, but I gotta be honest, Slaughterhouse is a decent slasher film. It's never been one of my favorites. But Raw Force, out of the three of them, it's the craziest film, and one of the best films that type they put out. I think everybody's got raw force. Everybody that's got it, you're gonna want to get the slip. It is a really, really nice slip. Did I get the slip? I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't afford it this time around. I'm waiting. If I can get that $3 coupon, damn it, Vinegar Syndrome, send me that $3 coupon. Yeah, yes. I love the way you said that, Corey. Raw force is everything. It has. It does. So, perfect. Great minds think alike. Because I was doing a bad stiff on, and I'm going over here because I want to show you guys something. All right. Let's see this here. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to open up my this here so I don't miss any of your comments. First, I'm going to do a quick little check to see if Vinegar Syndrome, you did not respond to me about the $3 coupon. Shame, shame, shame. I'm desperately trying to get this coupon, guys, because I know it'll get me into other titles. All right. The reason that I told you guys that stuff is because some people like are newer to Vinegar Syndrome. They don't realize how like slip covers are cool. Like I like slip covers, but I can take or love slip covers most of the time. However, when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome, they kind of kick it up a notch with the slip covers. If it's, they did lenticular slip covers, like things like Jack Frost. And by the way, these are not just like the regular, these are sturdy, hard slip covers. You're not hearing me like this. No, I'm hitting on slip cover right now. It's a sturdy slip cover. One of the slip covers that I think is not getting the love that it deserves, and I think it's because people don't see it or just don't really grasp it as oh yeah, it's going to take them a long time. I do not expect to hear back from them in the near future. I'm just hoping so. Them being busy means they're doing well to sale, which means they get more money, which means they put out more titles, which is good for me because that's more for me to buy. So if it doesn't happen this time, I'm okay. It'll be all right. I picked up 25 titles. But ones that are not in a print that I think you need to take a second look at. And this is The Killing Con. It stars John Savage, and Southern, and Cindy Williams actually has a part in this one as well, from Laverne and Shirley. When you look at this like kind of far off, you just, you see like a hand and you see a rat, right? And maybe it looks like, kind of like it's a bloody rat type of thing. And you're like, that's not really, that's not that much. It's okay. But as you get closer, as you come closer up on the cover, and you realize it's not just like blood in there, but as you can see, there's different faces and the different like images that are like finding its way within the rat. Then it suddenly looks a lot cooler, you know what I mean? Well, to me it does anyway. Then you get to look at it like kind of from different angles and see like different things. Then you turn it over and it's got this kind of like really cool, kind of creepy, kind of psycho-esque type thing, Did you ever want to strangle your mother? Slipcover that a lot of people are missing out on. I think that this is going to be one that's definitely going to get looks down the road, as being one of the better slipcovers that people just really aren't seeing. Summer slipcovers. That I'll leave that channel to you, Steph. It is like it's a much better looking slipcover than people realize. And I'm trying to see, most of the ones that I got now, like for instance, are gone out of print. This one took a while to go to print. This is probably one of the best slipcovers that they ever put out. This is My Chauffeur. This is it's a fantastic title. And if you look at it here, you can see that this is Deborah Foreman. She's actually on the cover of this one, as opposed to Valley Girl. So I love the kind of the gloss, like on her lip gloss, on her lipstick there, and kind of like the look. This is a really sexy cover. But that's what I'll do. I'll show you some of the slips. I'll give you an idea, like some of the different like style stuff they have. This is one of the fastest. Hey, Boredom Strikes. One of the quickest ones that sold out was Norman J. Warren's Terror, and Norman J. Warren's Satan Slaves. That's doing gangbusters and selling well as well. So this here is the slipcover for Terror, and this is kind of when they started to do the the double one. So you got to see, poster on this side, picture on this side, and a completely different picture on the inside. So you got like 3 different cover variants within this one here, which I think is really well done. This one is gone, and if you're looking at stuff like Satan Slave and you're kind of like thinking what to do, grab it. This one went out really fast. This is a Norman J. Warren title. Norman J. Warren titles tend to go very fast when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome. You guys know I love this movie. And this is Blood Harvest. Again, another really kind of cool slipcover. And they did something kind of unique with it in that it is a really strange, odd little film. We got like, that is Tiny Tim there, Tip Through the Tulips, guys, for anybody that likes Insidious. That's, that song plays. And rather than do something completely different, it's upside down, like Tiny Tim. And it makes sense for this. They do have, Kathy, have the coolest like slipcovers going. And one thing that I'm not sure if it's like noticeable or not, but like the teeth here is like kind of is raised slightly. And if you look on the side, like the name Blood Harvest is embossed, which I think is really well done. If you pick up the VSA title, Savage Harbor, that has 2 titles actually. One is Savage Harbor, and the other one I think is called Death Feud. And the neat thing about it is that on this side, you've got Savage Harbor. On the other side, you got Death Feud. You can put it either way. Oh, the indicator. You got the indicator one. I got that box set coming, but I still want to get Satan Slaves. I didn't get it this time, but I am getting it. Bloodbeat. Oh, nice. Let me know what you think of it, by the way. If it's the first time viewing for you, definitely let me think of it. Bloodbeat is a Christmas horror film. It often doesn't get, people don't remember this as a Christmas horror film. It's actually it's not a Killer Santa film. It's actually a ghost samurai. I'm not joking. There's like a ghost samurai in this film. It's weird. Definitely better than you think. That is definitely 110% true. Vinegar Syndrome, for me, they're a company that actually puts the work in. They put the money in. You can tell by their output that, they're a company that likes film. There are some companies that do, you want to make money, but Vinegar Syndrome is a company much kind of like AGFA. I don't have Mausoleum, Kathy. I missed out on that one. I'll probably get the standard edition of that one. Mausoleum did have a great cover. One of the best covers they did. Actually, it sold out before I had the chance to grab that one. I thought about going for the secondary market, but I want them to get the money for it, so I just get the regular edition. If nothing else, like, I don't know about the cut or uncut. That is pretty. Oh, nice. That's good things to know. I will tell you one thing. A Sam Deegan commentary will ensure that I get a title. They're Sam Deegan, Heather Drain, Ket Ellinger. Those three names on commentary means I'm probably going to pick it up because they're insanely good with commentaries. Another one that went quick was right on. Okay, all the cool people. Steph's way cooler than me. So much cooler than me. Prey. I do love this film. I really do. It's a little crazy, a little insane, but it's a great character study. It really is. It's great characters. Norman J. Warren does some really great stuff. I haven't seen slips for the June package yet. Actually, I don't think. What? Well, Norm Joan, he's definitely cooler. And you're so much cooler. I'm just I'm here like Canadian. I'm more Canadian, right? So as you can see, I'm wearing my checkered shirt here today. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Uh, Prey was a great release. This is the inside cover. If you look at this, it may just be me, but I kind of got the I was a teenage werewolf feel to looking at this inside cover art right here. Just maybe that's me, but I did get that feel to it. One that took a while to sell out, but it was super cool. This is a really weird film. A.C. Stevens is a director that, if you don't know, if you like bad movies, and you like Ed Wood, you like that type of stuff, A.C. Stevens worked like a lot with Ed Wood. Ed Wood wrote A.C. Stevens films. He actually acted in some of them. And there was this, Orgy of the Dead. So this has a cool, like a kind of a day glow cover, which I thought was like really neat. Kind of like nothing's really raised on this one. It's kind of like deals more with the kind of like the cool like glow in the dark covers. This is a super cool one. There's a regular edition out, and this has kind of the trifecta of bad movie making, in that it's directed by A.C. Stevens. It is written by Ed Wood. The camera work is done by Ted V. Michaels. So I'm gonna let that like kind of like sink in for a second. I'm gonna say that one more time. So for anybody that doesn't have Orgy of the Dead, this is directed by A.C. Stevens, who directed Fugitive Girls, by the way, which is, I think is a really fun film. It is written by Ed Wood, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Ed Wood. The camera work is done by Astro Zombies guy himself, Ted V. Michaels. And not only that, you want to just add a little bit of like more camp onto this. It's got narration by Criswell from Plan 9 from Outer Space. If that does not sell you on this film, I do not know what can. But it is awesomely fun. Next up is one of their, in a weird way, this is kind of one of their higher profile ones. It is Psycho Cop Returns. And you wouldn't think Psycho Cop Returns would be a higher profile type of film, but it's actually directed by a fairly big director. Adam Rifkin directed this film. Google him, trust me. He's a big director. This is a really fun slasher / like, there's a lot of comedy to this. Adam Rifkin's really good with comedy. So, and it really shows in this. This was definitely an early film by Rifkin, but I love this cover. Here, I'll show you what, similar now, the standard edition. Exactly, Detroit Rock City. That is the same guy. So, remember Detroit Rock City? This is the director. I'm so glad somebody, like, either, you probably didn't Google, you probably knew that anyway. I want to see more of this style. Yeah, he kind of is, isn't he? So you got that kiss thing going there. I love the fact that when you're going through the, in like Psycho Cop, there's so many like movie posters in the background, because where they filmed it at. But Demon Wind, I love the lenticular covers. This is a super fun film. If you like Evil Dead and you thought, you know what, the budget on Evil Dead wasn't low enough, and the acting is way too good, Demon Wind is what you need to get. Yeah, it's insane. This is such a cool film too. Not only, even without a lenticular cover, this is cheesy fun. Like I always say, Steph, you can't go wrong when you get a movie about a magician that knows kung fu, as one of the actors in the film. A magician that knows kung fu. How can you go wrong with that? If I said, there's this movie out there, you're like, I'm not quite sure, demons. There's a magician that knows kung fu, and you're like, well, I'm sold. Little known fact, young Aaron wanted to be a magician. I actually studied like when I was young. I got all these magic books and studied a lot of magic, and mostly studied like the movement and like the hand movements and stuff like that. Yeah, I say if you like Evil Dead, you'll like that film. If you like Kung Fu Magicians, you will love this film. It'll have that extra little oomph for you. Incubus. This is a great film. This slipcover's gone. It is one of their best slipcovers. Like it is sexy as hell. Love the like kind of the raised lettering there, and just the way this is done. A lot of them, you'll notice, a lot of them got this almost like a 3D effect to them, because you see this and you see the hand. You see the hand is kind of coming out off of the almost off the slipcover type of thing. I really like it when they do that. Incubus is a great film. How often are you going to get a Vinegar Syndrome film that says, you know, did you get the Vinegar Syndrome film that got John Cassavetes and John Ireland in it? This is the one. This is the one that has it. And if you're Canadian like me, Kira Keane is in this as well. And I really like Kira Keane. Don't look at the bonus features of this before you watch the film, because it gives away something that it really shouldn't give away. So I showed The Killing Kind. Next up is one of their earliest titles, and that is The Undertaker, Joe Spinell. This was one that is deceptively simple. When I saw this, I was like, there's not much to that cover. I'm not quite sure. It's just like a coffin shape. But as you look at it closer, as you see the movie The Undertaker, which I do recommend, by the way, if you're a Joe Spinell fan, if you've seen Maniac, you gotta own The Undertaker. It's gotta be something in your collection. Essential. It's definitely essential. And then you start to notice like the red coloring, kind of like the blood style coloring, and you'll notice that it's not a solid red. It's like kind of like a blood spattered red. It's almost like a paint. Not everything isn't consistent. It isn't meant to be. You start to see the look closer, and you start to see the blood, the fingerprints with the blood and the little blood spatters all over the place. And then you start to notice the creases, and you get like the kind of the subtle genius that is this cover. A lot more work went into this than hey, let's take a red cover and put a coffin in it. But that's the thing with Vinegar Syndrome. Sometimes it's deceptively good. Not your cup of tea, Phil? Oh, everybody has the ones that they like and ones that they don't. That's the thing. If you don't like that one, then there's another film along the way. It is, actually. That is the worst thing. It's the only time this ever happened. I find that it's gotten less tight over time, but still, like, look at this. See? Really pushing. Luckily, they worked this out, because what Steph is talking about is this tight. For some reason, this was like really, I guess they didn't want it to slip out, but they made it a little too tight. It was a little bit too snug. So you got to work a bit with this one, but be careful. You don't want to rip your slip cover. Luckily, they're hard slip covers, but this is tight. I haven't seen this happen again on any others, but I'm pretty sure Steph's across the board. It was this was their first slip, so I think they were kind of working out the kinks at that point. And I had to have the first one because Pets. I love this movie. I do. I unabashedly love this film. It is nuts. It's one that I saw when I was younger, when I was working at my mom's convenience store. This was one of the VHS tapes to get, and was Pets. Oh yeah, it was definitely a learning process. What's a little weird about this is I love this cover here. This looks great. I love, I like that they got a back cover on this one, but I'm not sure what it is. But just look closely at this. Her head looks huge on her body there. It's like a Bratz doll type of thing going on. Like, this is a really sick, like, she is gorgeous, and this is a really cool film. But look at that. Like, does that, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just the way that it's framed or the way it's put there, but it looks like almost like a Bratz doll. Like, her head looks huge. Anyway, great film. Okay, I think I showed you guys the horse this one already, the Jack Frost one that went out during the sale, and some people waited on this one, was Ted V. Michael's Corpse Grinders. if you like cats and you kind of wonder what it'd be like if cute little cats were going to kill you because, somebody was making cat food out of human remains, giving cats the taste for human blood. Yeah, I really like this. This is an odd little cover. I think it's kind of genius. I love the kind of the white kind of like cat in the foreground. That's almost like that's the thing that makes it stand out to me. Like, this is cute and this is cool and this is Ted, like V. Michael's cheese. But then you get this white cat that almost looks like he's come out of like one of those like adult coloring books. And there's a genius to that. There's like a subtle genius. It catches the eye. I've had people like come in. I've had like when I had this in my watch pile that saw this kind of on top and they're like, "What the heck is that?" and had to tell them about that. You guys know I love cats. I'm the cat guy. I have 3 kitties here now. I had 5 cats over the years, over the last couple of years, and 2 have passed. But 3 cats, and they're my world, right? My cats and my kids. Yeah, my better half. That's it. I'm a pretty quiet guy. Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, the first, the perennial, the beginning of blaxploitation. It is a really, really good film, but please know this is not blaxploitation like Shaft. This is not Shaft. This is not, this is not Jim Brown in Slaughter. This is a very different blaxploitation film. This was the genesis of it. This was the beginning of it. Do not think that the X means you're going to get X-rated sequences on it either. That's not in here. There are no like kind of X-rated type sequences. Oh, nice. I want show pictures, man, on your Twitter. You got to have pictures. Dog pictures are cool. But it's a really good film. It's very art house. And if you know anything about Melvin Van Peebles, he's an artist in all sense of the word. Like not just in film. He is an artist. He's the father of Mayor Van Peebles. He was like a outspoken, like strong, like member of the black community, and he was a fantastic. But this is an art house film. Know that going in. There's going to be some things that are going to be meant to challenge in a way. In the soundtrack, for instance, it was done with a super low budget. It was done like some of the camera angles. It was meant to give a movie for the black community that they didn't have, and it at the same time still have that art house aesthetic that Melvin Van Peebles has overall as a person, as in the films. The opening scene is super rough, but the opening scene has to be. This is taken, like a lot of this is pretty. It's pretty biographical. It is taken from his life. What Steph is talking about here, and I don't mind spoiling this because it's the opening sequence of this film, is Mayor Van Peebles is the son of he's gonna say welcome, dude. He's of Melvin Van Peebles. There's a sequence in this film where basically we find it like he's taken in by some ladies of the evening. I'm gonna be nice. By some ladies of the evening, and he's like eating right at the table, and they're looking at him like first they're looking at him like he's a cute little kid and all that type of stuff, but you can see the looks start to change and become more vivacious. They start to look at him as more than just a little kid eating it. He's a guy, and later on, he's like in that opening sequence, he's working for him. Like he brings around their towels and stuff like that. Like after they've had somebody in, and he is seduced, for lack of a better word, by one of the ladies. And it's a disturbing opening scene, but it sets like the tone for the film going forward. We learn a bit more about him and where he's coming from. So when certain decisions are made and when certain things happen, it kind of makes sense. It's not exactly the most comfortable scene, but I do think it is more of a necessary scene. I'm not quite sure how I feel about like as it's a bold choice as a director. I'd like to use your kid in something like that. I couldn't do that personally, but that's me. Next up, much like Disconnected, which just went out of print, Hope you got disconnected, skin slip. I w- Deadly Daphne's Revenge was one of those where basically, hey, we're putting this one out. We're putting this one out with a slip. There's like, how many was there? There's 1,500 of these. I did not know skin slip until I just literally I had bought it, and that's one of the ones I bought. Spoiler alert. And somebody asked on one of the Blu-ray forums, and I was like, "No, it should be good. You should be getting standard edition." And somebody like told me then. They said, he said, "Oh, there is no standard edition for Disconnected." I was like, "What?" He said, "No, it's just the slipcover one. They're not reprinting it. They're not repressing that film. I guess maybe they don't have the rights or something like that. But whatever was for Disconnected was in this much like Deadly Daphne's Revenge was in the slipcover edition. So it's not coming back." I think a lot of people were surprised. I had no idea. Like I told somebody like on a forum, it's like, no, you should be good. Just get the one without the slip. But when you look on the page on the website, they actually have this kind of like these two asterisks for ones that aren't coming back without the slip, and Disconnected. I guess maybe there was a rights issue. They couldn't get it without. Maybe the slip edition was the only one that they could get, and they didn't realize till more recently. But it is noted there that it's not coming back now. So what Skinstep just mentioned there was a movie called Night Beast. Now that's one of the limited editions for the sale. I talked about Satan's Slave, which is the Norman J. Warren one. I should give some credit to Night Beast. Night Beast is a really fun kind of like a sci-fi film by Don Dohler. And if you're not familiar, do I have it here? Probably, yeah, I do. So Massacre Video put out the Don Dohler classic, The Fiend. Actually, little thing, heads up. This actually has 2 Don Dohler films on it. There's a second film. Hey, Ken, man, you disappeared like from everywhere. What happened to you? Haven't heard from you in ages. I was literally in a video like about a month or so. I got worried about you. I asked, did anybody see Ken? It is awesome. So if you're a Don Dohler fan, this is the same director. The guy that directed Fiend is the guy that directed Night Beast. Now, one thing you should know about Night Beast is that it's a not so much a higher budget as in like studio wanted certain things with Night Beast. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. I really don't know what what comes to something like that, but hopefully you're feeling well and you're doing better, because I know it's like to have somebody pass, and that's do better. If you need to reach out, if you need to chat or anything like that, I'm always around. Don Dohler. Don Dohler basically Alien Factor I got here as a DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray to Alien Factor, but the latest one is Night Beast. You're back. That's it. You're back, dude. And Night Beast is the most. It's definitely the most. The Galaxy's gonna be. Do I have that? I'm trying to think. I don't think I got it. It's definitely his most. We're going to say commercial. I don't think anything Don Dohler does is totally commercial, but you're going to get like nudity in Night Beast, and you're going to get like more of like a creature, and it's a different film. It's a good film, and I think it's one that needs to be looked into. Vinegar Cinema has been hitting it out of the park with a lot of these films. There's certain films that I'll be honest that are limited editions that are just hard buys for me. That are hard buys. Buddies is probably the hardest, because it is such a down film, and but stuff like that. Corruption of Chris Miller. I knew. See, I thought of you when when Corruption Chris Miller came out, because I knew that would be one you'd go for. And that's getting low. Like if you don't have that one, slipcover on Corruption of Chris Miller is actually getting really low. And the last of my slipcovers, because you guys want to see slip, was Sweet Sugar. And what's cool about This is an awesome film. It's got Phyllis Davis, and look at she's Phyllis Davis. She's gorgeous. She is. This is extremely fun. It's a really really well done film. Exactly, Skin Slip. It's been a long time, man. We got to chat more. It is such a cool little film, and this is where the Vinegar Syndrome customer service, why I respect Vinegar Syndrome, comes into play. Because I got a little story with Sweet Sugar. Don't worry, it's only little. Basically, this went like really fast. This came out with a Red Mob. Like the two of them came out at the same time. This went out like super fast, and that's probably why, Steph. That's probably why. I got to see Putney Swoop. I don't know if I've seen it, Ken. They realized that people had bought like multiple copies of Sweet Sugar and Red Mop, like multiple copies, like 3 or over type of stuff. And they were like, that's not fair. We want as many people to be able to get this as possible. So at a loss to them, not knowing if the other ones were going to sell out or not, like they said, no, there's a limit of like, I think 1 or 2 copies of this film. We're taking the other copies out of your order and refunding you that money to make sure that as many people as possible can get these films. And they did that. And I had missed out on Sweet Sugar, but it's only because Vinegar Syndrome had the had that had that kind of like had the guts to do that and say, no, we're going to think past the profit and think to the people that I got Sweet Sugar slipcover. I wouldn't have it if Vinegar Syndrome had been any other company that would have said, we sold it. Shag everyone else, right? I would love to meet him, especially the way his son is. I would definitely love him. Is Vinny here? Welcome, Vinny. And you gotta grab these. These are volumes 1 and 2. Volume 4 is the only one left. If you got the rest of them, you gotta get this. Did you get these, Skin Slip? Steph, did you go for these? Huh? The first volume was Golden Age Erotica with some classic ones. Volume 4 is still available, unless you're like OCD and you want like the whole thing. I am, so spoiler alert, volumes 3 and 4 I did order this during the sale. Volume 1 had Too Naughty to Say No with directed by Suze Randall, a really good film with Amber Lynn and Angel, and the great Bunny Blue. Oh, have a great day, Kathy. I'm jealous of your mausoleum slipcover. I'm glad you got that though. Fingers crossed we get these soon. But dude, volume 3 and 4 are really good volumes. Oh, it's somebody said it, and I think it was Vinny that said it. It was Secti something. I totally don't know. I know that whatever their October package is, it's massive. It's like $180. But I already told my better half, and she's like, you get the October Vinegar Syndrome package every year. There's no Stack. There's no way that you can't. No, there's stuff you don't know, and it's going to be fun. We're going to unbox it. We're going to look at it. We're going to take it to the slip covers. We're going to look at the alternate artwork, all the cool stuff. I like the fact that they're doing some like kind of international like horror as well. They did of course do Dracula's Great Love, which is Paul Naschy. I would love to see them do some Paul Naschy werewolf stuff. I would so much rather see Paul Naschy come to Vinegar Syndrome than I would see it go like to a Code Red or a Scorpion. Like that's nothing against Code Red or Scorpion with that. Lots against Dark Force. I really don't like the way that they work. But it's just that it's easier for a Canadian like me to get like some stuff like that. Because Paul Naschy, there's some great stuff that Sony's come out, especially the werewolf stuff. These are fantastic ones. Hey Mug, welcome to the movie library. The second one here, like this isn't the Golden Age Erotica. Steph did not say that she didn't have this one, so I'm gonna say she's probably got it. She's just not she's not gonna say. But yeah, me too, Skin Slip. But the second one here is actually horror exploitation. So if you're not into to the adult stuff, a lot of people aren't. Like, let's be honest, it's not for everybody. This one is actually pretty good. So you get The Mothers, which is Ciro Santiago's on this one. I love Ciro Santiago's stuff. It's like just super fun, super cool. Flesh and Bloods, which is Carlos Tobolini, and did you really? Oh, is there a new Scream? I'm so waiting for a new Screamcast. I'm waiting for a new Screamcast. By the way, just putting that out there, Steph. You know, I listen to these things. When I'm waiting a while, I get saddened. I do. Uh, Carlos Tabolini is a different director. He does a lot of adult stuff actually, but Flesh and Bullets is not an adult film. Though it does have a couple of there's adult actresses in it. Colleen Brennan who's in a few. Hang Up, which is John Hayes. John Hayes did Grave the Vampire. If that name sounds familiar, Grave the Vampire was actually a really cool one. You do, man. The Mothers is actually really fun, Skin Slip, which you probably know because you've probably already seen it. When you know, let me know. I will shout it out on the channel when you guys get a new podcast episode out there. Because you guys know I've been following Screamcast, This, and Pure Cinema almost since day one. I think Pure Cinema was the last one that I found out on. His Mother's it is a really cool one. Hang Up's pretty cool. Dungeon of Harrow. That's Pat Bayet. Can't remember it, not well. I know Russ Harvey's in it. And Murder on the Emerald Sea, which is directed by Alan Ormsby. If you don't know the name Alan Ormsby, he worked a lot with Bob Clark. And for more, like, if you're a mainstream horror fan, Alan Ormsby is the guy that got fired from the movie Popcorn. He was actually originally supposed to direct that film, but he apparently made a bit of a mess of that, and that did not get done. So there you go. That is All My Vinegar Syndrome Slips. That's the limited editions. Oh, if you take the time to look into their DVD stuff, because they got some really cheap DVDs, you're going to find stuff like the Drive-In Collection. This is my favorite. This has Death Force, which I'm willing to bet Skin Slip likes Death Force. I would bet on that one. The Evansville Terror, that would be a really good one. Vampire Hookers, both of these are Ciro Santiago films. And they are cool Ciro Santiago films. What's cool is that Vampire Hookers is actually on volume 4 of the horror exploitation set for 5 films, 5 years. So I got this on DVD. I really liked the film. I knew that they need dude, I would at this point I would do good with like a shirt and a couple coupons or something like that. But you know, it is really fun. And Vampire Hookers, really fun, really cheesy. John Carradine pimped out. Look at that. Look at Pimp John Carradine right there. That's one pimping vampire, man. That's their unofficial Canadian ambassador. That's what it is. The Vinegar Syndrome Canadian ambassador. What's really cool about these? My favorites from Vinegar Syndrome. I legitimately like every film in my collection from them. Woman's Torment is a really big favorite of mine. Malibu High, I always recommend Malibu High to people. I think that it's a film that's going to surprise you because there's nothing like it out there. Corruption with Chris Murray, the best slip today. That is one of the better ones, that's for sure. If you like blaxploitation, then you got to get the Dolomite and Human Tornado. You got to get that does double set. I got to get to they were in Toronto. Unfortunately, I'm here in Nova Scotia. I was in Toronto at the time they did the convention there. I told some of my friends who went to the convention in Toronto to mention me. I'm not sure if they did or not. They probably just got, because once you get to a convention, all bets are off. Everything's forgotten. That's true for me too. Eves of the Night is fantastic. That's got Neville Brand, and I love Neville Brand. What I was going to say is that it looks pretty standard, right? Evils of the Night has the Millennium Falcon. You cannot go wrong with anything that's got the Millennium Falcon on it. The fact that they got away with that, awesome. Is that when you put these together, and it's got these kind of like these, they're lined, these kind of lines. They actually look really good. I've only got one of them. I wish I had more, but I've seen people that have like a bunch of them in their collection, and it actually looks really cool. The lines going together. November 1st. Oh, I wish I could go. For them. Do you find that they look good together with the lines like that? I've noticed that I always thought it was kind of like a slightly more generic-y type look. And then I noticed them on a shelf in somebody's video once. And it had like, they were lined up and I was like, that, they look cool. They actually look really cool. I don't have corruption. Don't tell me the endings, Ken. I know I don't know if I don't know if I've seen it. I really don't. I did not get the DVD. They put out two. I think they put out one in 2017, and I think they put out one in 2018. I just got the regular the books, because James actually sent me a couple of their because we didn't. Some people got them for free when they did orders. I didn't, but I got the books, but I don't have the compilation DVD. Malibu, get it on the next time. Malibu has a good one. Like one, it's got this cool cover. I think you're gonna like Battle for Before the Last Planet Mutant War. I think you're gonna have fun with that one. I got that one here somewhere. Oh, the one that Skin Slip's talking about, for guys that don't know, this is Evils of the Night. This is really cool. I love this cover. This is like an insane cover. And just look there. No Star Wars like thing goes with this. This is not a Star Wars film or anything. There's no Millennium Falcon in this movie, but still, that is awesome. Great cast too. I mean, you got Tina Russell from like on here as well. There's so many good releases when it comes to the stuff that Vinegar Syndrome does. I mean, I could go on and on with the stuff that they're doing. It's just incredible. But I'm soon going to go because I got to check to see if I got a $3 coupon, because that will make the difference for people that came in late. See, I am waiting to get I did a film suggestion, and apparently when you do a film suggestion for Vinegar Syndrome, you get like a $3 coupon. Now, I bought 25 films in the sale, which is the most I've ever bought, like in almost any sale, I think. It's a lot. And it costs a bit. I didn't like go to scholar levels of of buying, but got a bit. And I'm like, okay, I can't get anything else. And then I saw some releases. I'm like, oh, I'd really like to get that. And my my wallet is more than crying right now, man. And it was like, but if there's a coupon that comes in, if my better half gets a coupon, then it's going to be like, it's a coupon. I might as well get another one or so because there's a coupon. Got to use the coupon. There's a sale going on. So that's been my evil plan. How many would I have? I think I got around 50 to 54 in my collection right now, Vinegar Syndrome altogether. So it's probably going to 75, 79 around. See, you got the hookup. Steph's she knows Brad. They work together on Screamcast. So she has the Vinegar Syndrome. She's got the inside Vinegar Syndrome like connection. Unlike me, who just apparently has become known for Vinegar Syndrome over the last few years. That's what I've become known for. Basically, in 2016, I did WTF year. I themed my year, and I started buying Vinegar Syndrome. Because who was more WTF than Vinegar Syndrome with their stuff? And I mean that in the best possible way. And at around the same time, Vinegar Syndrome really started to get noticed, and I started to really fall in love with their titles, and it kind of went. The trajectory went from there. Somebody just mentioned The Cold of the Night, which is a favorite of mine, by the way. One that I do want to get. In the Cold of the Night was the reason I went for the $3 coupon. Uh, it's it's a cool little film. It's got like Shannon Tweed, who is actually from the same province I'm from. She's from Newfoundland, so that's us amazing physical specimens are from Newfoundland. It's got David Soul from Starsky and Hutch, and of course Salem's Lot. He's in that as well. And God, there's a couple other actors. I think Tippi Hedren is in the Cold of Night, right? Oh, I love Shan Tweed and Tracy Tweed, her sister. Night Train to Terror was my favorite. Was my first Vinegar Syndrome pickup. Still one of my favorites. Uh, def- Everybody's got something to do. Everybody but you. Come on and dance with me. Dance with me. This will get stuck in your head. At the time I got it, I didn't know Vinegar Syndrome. I didn't know much about Vinegar Syndrome. The first Vinegar Syndrome release that ever came out was The Lost Films of Horatio Gordon Lewis. It was done through like a kind of like a crowdfunding, maybe an Indiegogo or GoFundMe, some one of those type of campaigns. Did you really? Okay, I will love those. But they went like obviously they're like a film restoration company that also sells films, but restoration was their big thing. That was one of the big things that they did. Vinegar Syndrome titles usually range from the 70s to they can go up to like around the mid 90s. Usually, you don't get a lot like newer Vinegar Syndrome titles. You're not going to get like a 2000 type titles in Vinegar Syndrome. Here's the thing. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s. For me, I think that is the best time ever for growing up. Vinegar Syndrome hits that sweet spot for me. It does. And in the 90s, I was going to stores and I was picking up like I was renting like Cynthia Rothrock and Shannon Tweed and like Andrew Stevens films and like Sherry Shattuck and stuff like that. Seeing a company like Vinegar Syndrome actually putting this stuff out, and when I was way too young, I was going behind that curtain and for renting some other films. Yes, they do. Let's see, VSA, the VSA label, Steph, tell Brad this. The VSA label that they're doing, that is perfect. That is perfect for Cynthia Rothrock. Hey there. It's the perfect label for them to do. Can you imagine? Imagine that. Imagine the VSA title. Okay, you get Cynthia Rothrock. Maybe it's a Lady Dragon. Maybe it's a Tiger Claw. Maybe something like that. So we'll go with Lady Dragon. Right? You get one of the Lady Dragons. It's got that nice like VSA slip. You slip it out like you do like a VHS, right? You open it up. It's got like this double-sided poster of glorious Cynthia Rothrockness on there. China O'Brien, exactly. Undefeatable, Honor and Glory. There are so much Cynthia Rothrock that's just not out there. It's I did a much in the way that I did like a Cynthia Rothrock, like kind of almost like a marathon at one of my video stores. I remember back in the day, my oldest was like just a baby. And I used to go to this like corner store, and he had like all these like VHS tapes that he would rent out, and he had like a bunch of Cynthia Rothrock, Lauren Avedon, stuff like that, right? There's more watchable films than that. One of them though that you mentioned is the only one that she did like because she doesn't do much like nudity or nude scenes, but one of them she did do an actual nude scene in actually. Vincent has definitely found that sweet spot for collectors. Their price point, the customer service, the way they do their sales, the monthly packages, the way they kind of interact with people through social media, really, really well done. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here talking about this today. Is because I have movies from a lot of different companies. I could be talking about. Well, one, there's a sale going on, and two, it's my favorite company. It's hands down out of everything I got from my Arrow, my Scream Factory, my Mono Macabre, my Kino Lorber. It's definitely my favorite stuff. Thanks for coming in, Steph. You got it. Did I convince you to buy anything else? Did I? Are you thinking? You thinking of buying anything else? If I get anything else, Steph, I will let you know. I'll DM you on Twitter or something like that. I wish, Javid. I wish I did. It'd be much more exciting. My life would be much more exciting. Anyway, with that being said, with Steph, I guess that's the perfect jump off point here because I've been talking straightforward for around 80 minutes now, which I think is a pretty good time limit. That and I have not had any. You're going to be surprised. I have not had tea yet this morning. This bubbly cherry is like the first thing that I've drank. So hopefully you've seen. If you didn't see this from the beginning, and you want to know the numbers, like for without having to go through everyone, to exactly how low the limited editions are going. At the beginning of this video, I did all the numbers for all the limited editions. I said everything was out of print, all the slips that had gone out of print during the sale, and I did all the numbers for all the limited editions. I definitely do recommend that you pick some of those up. If I had to say like any like one limited edition right now, and it would really be super hard to say, but I would say, if you don't have Penitentiary 2, it's a really cool film that I think that you'll enjoy. I think more people need to look at Beware My Brethren and stuff like that. Night Beast, there, Skin Slip says Night Beast, and he's right. It is a fantastic Don Dohler film. That being said, Lust into Dust is a great one with Tab Hunter and Divine. But some of these are getting really low. So if you want to get your skin flicks on, and I mean that as in the movie skin flicks, it's at the last time I checked, it was 90, and I'm sure it's less than that now. And Mary Mary at the time was like 21. So there we go, guys. Limited edition Vinegar Syndrome sale. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. It is so great to see all you guys here. It's great to see Skin Slip back on here. Man, it's been way too long. Ken. I'm here if you ever need to chat or anything. Vinny, always awesome to see you here. Steph came on today, which is amazing. Steph has been on in a bit, so I had to tempt her to get more films. That's what I do. There's like devil horns going to be behind me, but I'm always on here, and I got to check out the gifts that that I got on Slaughterhouse. I think Slaughterhouse, it's a fun film. Slaughterhouse is not my favorite. I am not the person to. I think the splits cover is really great. Some people will go, like when Slaughterhouse came out, we were like super excited about it. I like slasher films, and there's Skin Slip. That's one of Skin Slip's favorite slasher films. That's the person to go by. He's the one that knows this film better than I do. That's like Blood Harvest. I love Blood Harvest. Not everybody loves Blood Harvest. But I will tell you, yeah, get Blood Harvest. You're gonna have a blast. And what does Blood Harvest have? It has Peter Krause. I'm not joking. It has Peter Krause from Dirty Sexy Money and of course 6 Feet Under. So there you go. And look, we got 2 votes on Slaughterhouse. So if you're looking at getting that sexy slip, like a split cover with Slaughterhouse, go for it. Go for it and have some fun. Thanks a lot for watching. I am Aaron. You guys are the movie club. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And this is the way. This gets as good as it is or as boring as it is. Well, when it's boring, it's on me. When it's good, it's on you. And have a great evening, guys. I have got to get some tea.